Welcome to this introduction of iService and Lightyear integration. We will move quickly through those sections that we feel you're proficient with at this point, but really want to highlight the connection between iService and Lightyear. So we've created our RO in Lightyear. We know this automatically creates an RO in iService. Technician will go in, start as MPI. We know that from here, he can very easily add his recommendations by whatever line he's on, clicking on the title button next to that line. This takes us to where we can add in our recommendations. I've already taken the liberty of adding two recommendations here. One, we're going to recommend a new battery, and we're also going to recommend front pads and rotors. And once the technician is done doing these entries and making any notes or any changes that he requires, whether it's to the description, to the hours, or to any internal notes he wishes to add. Once those are done, he simply must click Send to Parts. What this will do, will send an alert to the parts department through the Parts Express screen in iService. Now, Parts is simply going to use that as notification. Okay, so the technician has sent that along, and on his display, he can see that he's done that, and that is now in the parts department's hands. Parts Express, as you can see, it does appear in this first column. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. The reason I'm going to do that is because this is a test site with many ROs in play. I really just want to look at this one. So it's fallen into the Parts Express column. We don't really have to open it here. This is really just notification for the parts department to take this RO number, go back to Lightyear, bring up that RO number, and then bring up the estimate for that RO. What we're going to see is those two recommendations that we added in iService have now translated into Lightyear as two new estimates to be priced out by the parts department. And we can see that here, new estimate. So we're going to edit this. I happen to have a battery part number handy. We do see that we have it in stock and the prices are appropriately added. I'm going to update this new estimate to estimate ready to go. This is a key step here. This is what will communicate back to iService that we've actually updated this. So I'm going to update that to estimate ready to go. And it's not required, but it's a good idea to put yourself in at this point as the parts writer who's doing it. So if anybody has any questions, they know who to ask. I'm going to click OK on that one. I have one more. You will find that older estimates will still be here, but I'm looking at the ones on this particular RO, which is just these two. So I have this second one to deal with. I'm going to edit this one. I don't have a pad number handy, so I'm just going to cheat and use some oil because I know that's in there. Yep. 30 is in there. Yep. Maybe not. Those are examples where you can add in outside part numbers, but for this demonstration, I prefer not to do that. Well, apologies. We're going to skip that step for now. And I'm going to, again, update this to estimate ready to go. And who am I? Okay. That's really all that's required. Sorry, I never did get rid of my ill-gotten 5W30. Okay. That's all that's really required on the parts department side. These two estimates are ready to go. I'm basically done for now. If we go back to iService, we will find that given a minute or two of downtime, that this will clear this display, that I've updated that. We can cheat a little bit and do the Windows refresh. And again, we'll find that that has left this part of the display. What's happened is it has now moved to advisor in progress and floated to the top of the display. So we can see we have a couple here, but this is the one I'm looking at. So not only has it updated to sending it to the advisor, but those parts entries that were made on the estimate are now part of the quote. My battery price is locked in. I can see I have it in stock. And we didn't really add anything to this one, so there's really nothing to see here. At this point, we are ready to forward this to our customer, unless the advisor decides we want to make any changes here. But I'm going to assume we're good to go. Click send to customer. And if we pull up just that one, and again, there are so many on this open test site, we can see it's been sent. And if I'm the technician, I can also see that. I can see that it's been sent to the customer. At this point, we're waiting for the reply from the customer, and you can't see it, but right now I am going in and I am making my selections. Okay, I am going to say yes to our battery replacement. And I'm just going to say no to the brakes just so you can see what the difference looks like. Click submit. If I move back to the advisor dashboard, I can see that I have my reply in yellow to the customer's response, and I can click into this and I can see that we are doing the battery. We are not doing the brakes. Since we have our approval on iService, not only does the advisor get this notification, the technician will also see this notification. And in the Parts Express field, we will see, and again, I just need to clean this up because there are so many open ones, that has moved to the pick list, meaning that I have a part to pull that's in stock. This particular setup is showing that the pre-approved items are also on this pick ticket. I would say, generally, we do not do that. Generally, those parts are already picked, and we really want only the one added additional part here. What I can do is I can update these to picked up. And that is simply clearing the notification that I need to take care of that. Now, what happens in Lightyear is we'll see on the estimate that the battery is fully approved and that the pads and rotors were declined. What we need to do is we need to approve these parts by clicking approve, checkboxing the part we do want to pull, clicking OK, and then we're going to apply this to the job. And again, we have many open ROs here for this one client. So we want to go to the correct RO, and we're going to click insert as new job. I will say this, by the time that that you're seeing this video, the step where the line is added to the RO will be automated. And all parts will have to do is go into the estimate and approve and apply the parts. And they can approve it and apply it to the line that's already been added to the RO. We can't really skip the approving parts segment of it. In the case where there might be a part not in stock, parts needs to be aware of that and they need to order that part. So adding parts into the RO line will always be a manual step. Adding the RO to the, adding the job line to the RO from the estimate will be automated. So you would have seen, and I'm going to show transferred, you would have seen that this would have already been added into the RO, and you would simply apply the approved parts. And that's the process. The important elements in this process are this. When we click send parts, that in iService, that will create an estimate line or lines in Lightyear. When the parts department goes into Lightyear and adds parts to those estimates and updates those estimates from new estimate to estimate ready to go, that will trigger the response into iService that the send it to the advisor, and the parts and pricing will have been added in. When we get our approval from our customer, it will automatically add the line to the RO, and parts simply has to go in and add those parts to that line and order any parts as needed. And that is the process. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll have more of these for you to help you walk you through the processes that that are new to you. So thank you very much.